Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with my old mate Peter Morganti.
How you going, Darren? You're on a
Happy Australia Week.
Yeah, happy Australia Week.
We're standing here at Ballarat Trials. We've just had a massive thunderstorm go through and a heap of rain. Managed to get 2 trials on the course proper, and now we've been relocated to the hill track, which is not ideal for those horses that haven't trialled because they're just going to gallop up the straight, Pete. But at least we got this facility. If this track wasn't here, we'd be home by now. Yeah,
from a fitness point of view, they still get a gallop, but it takes that race day element, obviously going around corners and with other horses. But yeah, they're not going to miss out on any work.
Star of the morning on the trials, Imaging, won by about 8, hard held.
Not going to tell anyone that, Darren.
And you still want to sell your share for 1,000?
Yeah, about 10,000 now.
Yep, so Imaging, he was a star. Boy, oh boy, watch out for him when he goes to the races. If he races like he trialled, he'll smash them.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We've seen it all before with that horse.
No, he did.
Edge of War trial, good.
He ran home nice in the same trial. So
Silver Stratum's trialled so far. Who else has trialled? Maple Image has got a trial?
No, they're all coming up.
Yeah, who else? Embroidery?
Embroidery.
Got you here.
Yeah,
got him again.
Licorice Bullet.
Licorice Bullet, yeah. There's a few to trial up the straight, so no, we'll have a look at those. And then, anyway, let's go back to last week. Very small week, Pete, only a few runners. Where do we start?
3 runners, and talk about rain, Cranbourne, Esprit de Soul.
Yeah, heavy
that
track.
Put a hole in my tip, the wet weather.
Yeah, well, you couldn't tip what day it was tomorrow. In all seriousness, Esprit de Soul, useless, too wet, too heavy. Travelled up when he went for him, nothing there. Beaten 27 lengths, your tip, Pete. The Kiss of Death remains strong. We'll just wait till he gets on a good track.
Yeah, that'll fitness him up if nothing else, Darren. Saturday, Abasso at Moonee Valley, and he ran a pleasing, just pipped for 3rd.
Yeah, unfortunate for all the blokes that took $11 to place.
Yeah.
Mad Dynamite leaders track, had no hope of making ground all day. But we stuck to our plan and rode him in his true pattern, and he really attacked the line good, and very stiff not to get 3rd, but he's back on track, and I reckon he's ready to win next start.
Yep, follow from now on, I would say. We also had White House Affair, who was disappointing at Yarra Valley, same day.
Well, wet track there, heavy 8, and Liz drove all the way down there to see the owners, and yeah, the track was wet, heavy 8, and we know she does not handle it at all, and we just got to put a line through there.
Wait for another day. That was it.
That's all the runners. Yeah, it's been quiet, hasn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, we've got
Cullinan today.
Few coming up this week. Cullinan.
Yeah, Cullinan. I'll head to Warrnambool after the trials here, and he was terrific winning his first race.
Jack Hill keeps the ride?
He does keep the ride, and happy about it after he was booted off Shiny last.
Yeah, well, that was a bit unfortunate. I don't know. These horses that win their first start, or not their first start, but win their first race, rarely win their second race, as we keep saying, but oh well, who knows? It doesn't look a bad race for him, and he's in good order, and I don't think we really truly expect him to win at Camperdown, so he's going to be a bit fitter today, and Jack Hill keeps the ride, he knows him, and I'm sure he'll run himself a nice, honest race.
The fact that he's still in a 58 grade helps rather than going to a 64. So,
big time.
Yep.
Big time.
1,700 metres, so we'll go down there and just hope he can run a good race.
Have a nice day.
And just on that, I'll grab a little clip with Jack Hill after the race, and we can just have a chat about that race, but a bit about Jack Hill himself and all the trials and tribulations, and
you're
coming back for his fall. And
coming off a bad fall, but gee, I think he's riding better than he's ever ridden myself.
Yep.
Interesting.
We'll get an insight there with Jack. Tomorrow night, you'll head to Moonee Valley. We've got Equieto running in a 1,000 metre 64.
Yeah,
last race.
Yeah, well, he was a good winner back at Horsham earlier in the year, and or late last year, and Darren took him to the beach. He's obviously related to Platelet, and looks a lot like Platelet body shape and the way he goes about his business. 1 start, 1 win. Goes to the Valley in a 1,000 metre race. Hot little race, but drawn well.
Yep.
Craig Williams takes the ride. He's going to be competitive. I'm sure he's going to be a good each-way bet.
Yeah, no, for sure, and you get a nice little gauge on where he is for sure. Craig Williams mentioned at Geelong, he rang weary there last week. Now we know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Chasing up...
he wants a new ATB cap, and he's got to get a winner to get one.
Well, he's got a chance there, and he's also got a chance on Saturday with Falago.
Yeah, we're in the first and the last, so it's going to be a big day at Flemington. Well, we'll go to Falago, who's in the last, over 1,800. Craig Williams on. Very unlucky in the Camperdown Cup, got flattened when he was just making his run into the straight, and The jockey got 8 meetings, rightly so, for knocking us down. But Flago's in good form, and 3rd and 4th ups when he comes into his own. A little bit of rain around won't worry him. He loves it.
Flemington.
And I think he's a dead set each way chance. The other horse, Ticket to Turak, trained by Matty Williams, in the first race. He's in his right grade. He was not unlucky. He ran well at Morfordville, but he just can't run that 1200. The last 50 really told. He sat outside the leader and just couldn't really stick it out. So he's back to 1100 down the straight where he's run well before. He's got to be a top 4 chance.
He's drawn 8, probably the best side of the track to draw. Yeah, he's got to be an each way 8 for sure.
Who rides?
D Lane, Damien Lane,
My
hot
God,
property.
Look out.
Hot property. So
look out, D Lane.
we get Frosty, they get booed over winner
Exciting.
there. Also, obviously here, we
Kyneton?
sit here Thursday, Kyneton on the same day, Kayatika.
Kayatika. Probably a last run for the team.
Yep, 58, 2000.
We haven't got the barrier yet, have we?
No, I got nothing. Barriers, jockeys.
Hope she draws well.
Yep.
We're just looking at the screen because we've got another trial coming up soon. But anyway, yeah, well, this will probably be a last run for us, and then we'll move her on.
Sunday we've got Soissons nominated for Geelong.
And
That's all I know.
I thought there was another one there. Anyway, Soissons, last 2 runs not as good as the first 2, but she's been tying up and changing diet, and hopefully we're on top of that, and she can put in a more improved run.
She has raced well at Geelong before, which is a positive.
Yeah, she's won there.
Yep. Monday might be the one you're thinking of. Mount of Trust, 1600 metre 0 to 58 at Kilmore.
Kilmore, yeah, well, you would think he's ready to win.
Yeah.
After his first prep, he looked like a city class horse, but he's just gone off a bit. I haven't been too disappointed with his prep, but he'd want to be winning at Kilmore.
Yeah,
he'd really want to be winning there, Pete.
58 grade, you would think.
Yeah, he needs to be winning there. You know, he's won at Mornington on a city meeting, so I know it was only a city maiden, but
and it was a fair race at Donald when he won.
Yeah, I'd want to see him improving that horse.
Yep.
He's got a bit of ability, but he just needs to find his form.
From there, Ballarat, there was nothing nominated in Sandown next Wednesday. I'm not 100%
Oh, there's
sure.
a lot going there.
Well, you must be able to reel them all out then.
Yeah, there'd be a few.
Oh, fuck. I don't
Was
know.
long time down the run there?
Well, like I said, no nominations. I'm
Yeah,
not
it
too
was
sure.
all in the. You know, you got to read those post-race reports, Pete.
Sometimes.
It says long time and
Arizona
Girl,
yeah.
you know, those
I
fillies.
will flash them up on our hot little screen if I get that.
Attention to
right.
detail, not his strong point.
Jesus. I do know Thursday that there could be imaging at Pakenham.
Packing him. So he's only worried about his own horse, see? He knows where it's going.
He just told
He
me.
doesn't care where your horse is going.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Got to get paid somehow, don't I? Horse winning.
What else?
No, not too much more, really.
Not much more?
No, but like I said, I will put up the horses once we get through today and tonight when there's more acceptances and a few more noms.
Good to see that horse that won the trial in Sydney, beating Typecast and Sovereign Wealth. Came out his first start the other day, Pete, and just brained him.
Certainly puts a good line through that trial form.
Typecast owners and Sovereign Wealth owners are up and about. They're awake.
A few of them got on.
Yeah, I know.
Did you get on?
I didn't even know.
I did either, so that shows you how much we follow the form. But yeah,
Little 2-year-old up in Brisbane trialling today, Red Handle.
Yep.
With Tony Golan.
And has been working and trialling well prior to today.
Interesting to see how trials today could be going first start in a couple of weeks.
Righto. So we've got a few to get on.
A lot of young ones, a lot of new ones hitting the track.
Yes. Obviously.
You got nothing, have you?
I've got not much more left,
No,
Darren.
you got nothing.
Nothing.
Anyway,
Apart from the fact that
let's have a look at the
thought
Jack.
that was thunder.
Let's have a look. Thunder. No, it's weary. Let's have a look at the Jack Hill interview that you've just completed at Warrnambool today.
No worries. Right, yeah, thanks, Darren. We've been able to catch up with Jack Hill here at Warrnambool, and we'll just firstly go into today's runner, Jack. Obviously, Cullinan, you've explained to the owners that probably didn't have a lot of luck, whether that was jockey error or what. It just didn't pan out the way we wanted to, but yeah, just give us a bit of a rundown on that again, mate.
Yeah, he went quite good. I thought he ended up in a good spot in running, and he was a lot more keen today than what he was at Camperdown, just probably getting out to the 1700. And he was always travelling through the run. I thought, oh, if I can just pop out now at the 600 and just let him increase into the race, he's right there in the running. But I just got boxed in. I get out with about 300 to go, and he hit the line really well, full of running. So it was a little bit disappointing on my behalf, and probably a little bit disappointing to watch as well.
I think we love honesty in an assessment, so I know the owners they were all pretty happy. And looking forward, obviously, he's a horse that's going to get out in trip, and the more he develops and matures, he's probably going to be a nice little star in the making.
Yeah, he is. I think the further he goes, the better he'll be. He just he showed that today, going from the 14 at Camberdown to the 17 today. He was just all more enthused about what he had to do, and just that little bit extra distance. He was pretty good to the line. So I think when he gets to 2,000 and maybe even beyond, he's going to make a nice start.
Terrific. All right, mate. We'll might just tap into a little bit of the Jack Hill story. How long have you been riding, mate?
It would be about 10 years, I think. I've been riding.
Apprentice to?
I was apprentice to a few of them, actually. David Noonan I started with. Then I went to Terry O'Sullivan. I didn't work out there, so I went to Matthew Williams. That didn't work out there. So I ended up at Robert Smerdon's in Ballarat, and actually Simon Morris, he was the one that really stood me down and knuckled me down and made me do the right thing. So it was a good effort on his behalf. And
obviously still got strong ties with Robert or Aquanita, obviously, and still riding plenty of work for him and plenty of winners for him.
Yeah. Look, Robert's, it's fantastic. He's a great person to work for, and I know what the go is there. And he's been very supportive since I come back, especially from the fall. So I'm happy to go in there and ride work whenever he needs, and he gives me opportunities, which is greatly appreciated.
And just before we'll touch on the fall, which obviously was a very dramatic period in your riding career, but obviously with the Weir stable, you've plenty of opportunities over the time there, and Weary hard taskmaster. We might have seen a little touch of that this morning at the trials, but you're actually getting plenty of opportunities there. Yeah,
look, Darren Weary's a fantastic trainer, and it's good to ride for him. And you know what? He doesn't want you to do much work. It's when he's got jump outs on. I think it's probably once a fortnight. You might go and do your 14 or whatever, but to do that once a fortnight is absolutely fantastic. And for him to give you rides just for going once a fortnight for the jump outs it's a credit to him.
Yeah, it's a fair way to do it, and obviously with such a big team, there's the likes of yourself, Brad, Jai, Harry. There's a lot that get there, and they do the work and they get the reward. So it's work and reward situation. We'll get back to the fall now, mate. Obviously, it was a 10-month process to get back from the day at Donald. Was that March last year?
Yeah, it was March last year, so it was about 10 months.
10 months. Obviously, plenty of ups and downs in that time. Was there ever a stage where I could cut it? Plenty of ups and downs in that time. Was there ever a stage where you doubted that you might ever get back to be a jockey?
There was a little stage.
To riding, not to be a jockey, always a jockey.
There was a little stage, and I actually spoke to Tony Vassell about it, who's a really good mate of mine, and he said to me, "What are you going to do? You're going to stack shelves at Safeway or Coles?" He said, "You can't do anything else. You left school halfway through year 9." He said, "And you can't remember the fall, so go back."
Yep.
And from that day, I thought, well, he's right. He's 100% right. I don't want to stack shelves at Safeway, so I was keen to come back.
Not too many slings at Safeway, I don't reckon. Probably not too many slings full stop anymore anyway. Yeah, obviously for the people that were unaware, Jack had it was a shocker at Donald about 100 metres into the straight, and the horse actually rolled over you, or you?
Yeah, the horse rolled over on top of me when I speared me to the ground, and the horse landed on top of me as well. And you wouldn't believe it. There's a horse a furlong away that stood on me collarbone and broken in another place. So I was broken the collarbone in 2 places. So
probably the least of your worries at that time, the collarbone. So.
Yeah, it was.
It was obviously the rehab and all that, but there was a couple of funny moments in the rehab, Jack. You might have a little bit of walkabout creeped in there at one stage. You want to sort of let us in on that, if you remember it?
Well, I can't remember much of it, but from what I've been told from the missus and mum, that they were there on the Saturday, and I was saying, I want to go home, and mum said, all right, we'll work it out tomorrow.
This is hospital?
Yeah, this is at Epworth, and she rolled up at the hospital, and I was gone. So I don't know how I got out, because it's all cards to get in and out the door, so I don't know how I got out. And,
must have looked like a janitor or something.
Yeah.
And what, was it 5 or 6 hours though, wasn't it? You were out and about?
Yep.
Blistered feet?
Yeah, I had blistered feet. So.
Where'd they find you? The casino?
No,
pub?
Some police station. I don't know how I got there.
I mean, we can laugh about it now, but obviously it was a real worry for Nakara, your fiance, and your mum and everyone. But yeah, I suppose we can look back on that and just say it was all part of the whole recovery.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Probably not much more now, Jack. It's been good for you to talk to us, and you've rode a couple of winners for ATB, which is great. What have you been 6-7 weeks back riding now?
Yeah, it might be about 8 weeks I've been back.
Yep.
I think I've had a pretty good success coming back. I like the good support from Darren Weir, Robert Smurden, Henry Dwight, just fantastic support, and that's what's got me back into it. And you know what, it's really good to ride winners for ATB because I never had a really good run from them at one stage, so it's good to get back in the winner's circle for them.
I just had a look, the last 10 winners, obviously Yendall gets, he always wins and he doesn't get ride. He just had a crack at me about not getting the ride on Equieto on tomorrow night, but I think he's rode 6 of the 10. You've rode a couple, and obviously probably only had a handful of rides for us. So, no, I know there's plenty of owners from the 2 winners, which was Shiny Lass. Actually had a dig at Darren this morning that you weren't happy about booted off. He goes, we'll fix that up. So, Dancy, Jack, you got to look after him. No, look, it's great to have you associated with ATB, and thanks for the chat this morning. All the best for what goes forward, and many winners, and hopefully a lot of those are with ATB.
Yeah, thanks very much, I appreciate it.
Well, he's a really good young fella, Jack Hill, isn't he? Terrific guy. Loves racing, loves riding. Really, when you come down in a fall and you're in a coma and you go through rehab, he just must love what he does to go back and ride like that. And I guess maybe it's all he knows, but hats off to him.
Yeah, no, terrific. And I think one thing with Jack, he's a bubbly person, but he comes back after a race and he actually gives you attention to detail and everything, and he's honest.
Yeah, it gives you good feedback, and good on him. And he's an important part of the Weir team. He rides a lot of trials, and he's probably doesn't get all the good horses on the good horses, but he gets around those P1s and P2s, and he boots home his share of winners.
And I think he knows where he stands in the landscape too, which is good, and he does his absolute best.
Yep. All right, well, until next week, I'm Darren Dance and Peter Morganti. Enjoy your week.